All right, I'm going to get started here. Welcome to our webinar Wednesday. Today is not my favorite topic, but it's something that we run into quite a bit, is assisting divorced and separated clients whenever they're looking to purchase a home, figure out what decisions they need to make whenever this does happen to you. So our goal is to make a tough time a little bit easier. My name is Rusty Rokas. We're with CoLab Lending, and my goal here is to educate you a little bit more, as well as your potential clients, on what to expect and what you may run into. We know the rules on how to get this done and what programs are going to allow us to help your client get through this tough time. All right. Options here are: we need to buy a new house? Do we need to sell the original house? Or do we need to refinance, possibly to pay somebody out? Our goal is to make sure that we've cleared the confusion on what options you have or your client has in this case. So the goal here is to say, what's the best option for the client? That's our biggest goal. And I think on our end, it's to make sure that we are the voice of reason here. We're advocate for you to help navigate. It's a difficult decision. We know that we do this successfully every single day. So our goal is to help take some of the emotion out of this and make sure that we can empathize with you. I can tell you on my end that I was raised by a single mom, one of three boys, so I understand how this works a little bit on the different side of it, maybe than what your clients may encounter, but I do understand um, what you're going through and what, my mom personally had to go through and some of this whenever we had to work through it on our end. So our goal is to help make sure that we advocate for you. That's what mortgage originators here, the MLOs and realtors are here to help. That's our whole goal. Unique issues. Whenever you are looking at divorce, we're going to make sure that these are the things we're going to have to spell out on normally what's called an MSA, or a marriage settlement agreement, or separation agreement, that will need to be recorded normally by the court and stamped down at the courthouse. So this is something that needs to be a legal and official document. It'll spell out division of assets, liabilities, who's paying for what, credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, division of the marital home and associated assets. So any home equities, anything like that that we have tied to the house on any liens, extenuating circumstances, credit, also community property states. Pennsylvania, that we are in, is not a community property state, but some of the other states that we are licensed in are. So making sure that we know these unique issues and how to tackle them. Like I said, a lot of these, the more spelled out that we have this on either a separation agreement or marriage settlement agreement, the easier it is to tell who gets what we have to count against you for debts, or what income you have based on what it spells out here for us. First thing, we're going to gather facts. This is where our goal is to make sure that we understand exactly what you need us to do, how we can help, legal counsel, financial counsel. This is the biggest thing that we look at. Is our goal is to make sure what we can do to help, and also get the information from you so we can find out which programs are going to best help you in your time of need here. So are there agreements in place? That's what I talked about already, the marriage settlement agreement or separation agreement. This is what we're going to help to spell out for you on our end. All right. So the other part of this is that we normally find spelled out is alimony or child support. This is going to allow you to purchase the home sometimes. How many months do you need of it? How much record do you have to show of it? Is it court ordered? Those are all things that we're going to need to make sure that we spell out and see consistency in. The age of the children do matter. It has to be a 3-year continuance for the programs that we're looking at. So normally if the child is 15 or over, we may not be able to utilize any of that income as continuation of income. Most of the loan programs are going to look at a 3-year continuation or history of this in order to use that as income for the client. So this is what we will help spell out and let you know which programs are there. Obviously, documenting is the biggest thing. We're going to need to see those child support court orders, the alimony spelled out in that marriage settlement agreement or separation agreement and recorded from the courthouse. We will need those documents in order to utilize those for the underwriters. That's what they're going to be looking for. The next one here are liabilities. How many months are left? Voluntary mandated payments whenever we look at this, secured debts versus non-secured debts. This is one of the biggest things that we can help find for you and see exactly where you qualify based on your budget, based on your needs. You know, a lot of times what we encounter is you want to stay in the same school district for your children, if that's the case, or you want to stay in the same area where your friends and family and community are. So we can help make sure that we can determine where your budget will allow based on what we have spelled out here and the conditions are on. That's our goal, is to make sure that we keep it as budget friendly as we can here for you. The other things that we'll look at: extenuating circumstances. I know some programs normally only allow you to have one home out at a time or one loan out at a time. With FHA, this may be considered an extenuating circumstance, so you could buy for as little as 3.5% down another home in order to get you into that your own home and get you back on your family's feet, if you will, to get to the next step. Manual versus automated underwriting. Whenever we look at this, we may require to utilize manual underwrite. We know our ins and outs of that in order to help you and make sure we can navigate that for you if it is needed to get that loan done. Conventional and government financing, there's different rules for each one whenever we look at this. And that's the next slide here. I'm just going to walk you through in order to help out and look at this with you. So we know, here's some quick little tips here. Whenever we need to document child support, normally we need 3 months receipt of it. So we're going to need to document, hey, I've got 3 months based on the court order that I have there. Not that, hey, they caught up, they didn't pay the first 2. I need to see January, February, and March normally is what they're going to ask for, consistent on there. If it's coming out of the paycheck or it's garnished wages, we're going to see that every single month. That's perfect. We can utilize that. FHA and VA alimony, but they're looking at it as well. The child support, if it's voluntary, we can use it for FHA as long as it's consistent. That's what they're going to look at it. We sometimes can even gross up the child support to qualify. Fannie and Freddie, the underwrite on their side, allows the 25% based on the tax rate, or actually depending on where it is. So that's the beauty of this. We have some tips and tricks in order to help you qualify here because we know our guidelines. If title has not been transferred, what programs we have to use? We're going to have to send you through Freddie Mac on a conventional side. If the title is not transferred, you're still on the title on that marital house. Needing extenuating circumstances of flexibility, Fannie Mae has the best in here. They spell it a little bit more. They're a little bit more accommodating what some of the other programs can be. So the goal here is to help you find out how we can best help you with our programs and with our options here with CoLab. So just want to take everybody the quick thank you. Contact information is over there on the screen. If we can help, please reach out, colablending.com. Once again, my name is Rusty Rokas with CoLab Lending. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.